everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm going to demo Watt.ma CPMS, the software layer that makes EV charging operationally reliable and financially monetizable. EV charging can be installed quickly, but what blocks infrastructure's growth is usually through two things. One, operations, uptime, monitoring, and control access sites. And two, monetization, pricing, payment, invoicing, settlement, and reporting, which makes this business investable. In the next 8 to 9 minutes, I'll walk through the demonstration to show how what the MA covers both global network, site accounts, hardware manager, live sessions, payment gateway, revenue insights, and system settings. So let's start. On the left sidebar, we have several menus. This is the Operator Cockpit. In one view, you can understand network performance, scale, demand, signals, and revenue indicators. The key point is the operator is no longer flying blind. What matters is the information that this cockpit provides. Now we're seeing the network heartbeat. Let's go one layer down. We can see the national coverage using the map. On the left side bar, we can see the other different menus, but what I can also share in here is that we have the network scale, the peak demand, and different information that any manager or operator can see information about client distributions. There is also AI operational intelligence that provide information about the network stability. We have information about network, for example, roaming partners, peak demand during the day, or provide which times we have peak demand. And there are also features related to CPM capabilities like dynamic pricing, security, integration, and maintenance and alerts. Speaking of maintenance and alerts, we have this notification center here. We provide a useful way to stay in line with predictive and operation maintenance of hardware. Whenever there is a fault or critical hardware fault or a predictive maintenance, we are notified. The second item on the menu on left sidebar is the site accounts. Site accounts is where Watt scales operation across multiple customers or hosts, like fleets, campuses, real estate groups, or municipalities. Each account group, sites, and chargers, so you can manage growth cleanly, onboarding new hosts, controlling access, and structuring responsibility. In practice, this is how you expand from a pilot to a multi-site network without adding admin overhead. So we can see here some of the customers, and this is their fleet. So this is a totally managed fleet. But if the customer is managing itself their account, they would be able to only see their own account. So we can see, for example, this session from this host. We can see what are the host accounts, how much network energy, which active sites they have. We can click here and see the workflow of deploying a new charger to a new host. We can add in information like the site name, the address, the city, the power connector, number of connectors, manufacturer, and then information like the link to WSS backend URL and identity of the charge point ID. When all this information is correct, we can click go live and the charger will go live. Next, we're going to talk about the Hardware Manager. Hardware Manager is the live inventory of chargers. It's searchable and operational. Each unit shows key attributes like location and power type, plus the real-time status available, charging, or unavailable. From an operator perspective, this is the uptime layer. You can quickly see which assets are healthy, which are busy, and which needs attention. And that matters because uptime is what protects revenue and customers' trust. And when the network expands, onboarding is structured, typically through a flow like deploy unit, new unit, which keeps rollout fast and standardized. We can click here on deploy new unit. This is some of the information required to deploy a new charger. Next, I'll show the transaction truth, every session that drives revenue. We're going to a model called the financial core, and then under that model, we have the live sessions. So from the live session sidebar, we can see the operational and financial source of truth. Every charging session captured as a record, account size, charger ID, energy delivered, duration, and amount. This is what lets the operator do three critical things: monitor what's happening now, support customers and handle disputes fast, and produce clean reporting without manual logs. Sessions create revenue, but monetization only works if payments and settlements are reliable. So now I'll show the settlement layer. In the payments gateway, which is the monetization engine, you can see payment transaction, their status, success, pending amounts. This matters because infrastructure becomes investable only when payments clear and reconciliation is easy. Operationally, this gives finance teams what they need: traceable transactions, settlement visibility, and clean audit trail. And then finally, we can go to the revenue insight on the left sidebar menu. This is where the platform translates operations into business performance, total revenue, settled versus spending amounts, and trends over time. This view is designed for operators and decision makers to answer: are we improving utilization? Are settlements flowing properly? Which region sites are driving revenue? Where should we deploy next to maximize ROI? This is also how you tell the scale story to stakeholders: revenue visibility, cost settlement progress, and network performance in one place. Finally, I'll quickly show where governance lives so the networks stay consistent as it scales. We go to the system settings in the left sidebar menu, and here the system settings. At the level of the governance layer, we can see configuration, operational rules, and admin controls. This is where you standardize how sites, users, and policies are managed as the network grows, so reliability and monetization remains consistent. To summarize the demo in one line, Watt CPMS turned EV charging from installed hardware into a reliable, monetizable network. The global network shows the heartbeat and expansion signals. The site account structures multi-site growth. The hardware manager protects uptime. The live sessions provides auditable usage records. The payments gateway enables settlements and reconciliation. And revenue insights give the ROI story and performance trends. Thank you very much for your attention to this demo.